This is going to be a quick demo for the ENGT 111 class on creating lines in the Sketcher workbench. I'm going to click here, right click, and go to Properties. And I'm going to name this. So type in 111 ET, the 4 X's represent your student number, the last 4 digits, and then in capital letters line, dash, Sketcher workbench, dash 1. P is for part, and the 2 dashes between the P are for revision letters. Make sure to change this name to your name as the student. Make sure to rename the geometrical set. Don't do what I do. I always forget to change the feature property, and then type in construction geometry, and then make the part body the in-work object. Okay, your tree should always look like this in the beginning. Once you have that set up, you can go ahead and create your sketch. I'm going to simply select this profile. I'm going to click on this profile, and that window appears where you can select the sketch icon. So I want to sketch on the YZ plane, so I simply select that sketch. I'm going to use my middle button to hold this in place and slide the axis to the bottom left corner. That's the scroll button I'm using to hold that and slide it down. And I'm simply going to go to the line command. Under the line command, I'm going to create a triangle. I'm just going to select a random spot, and then I'm going to select another spot, and that's how you create a line. I'm going to create another line using the line feature. I select that point. I'll select, I guess I'll select this over here. Okay, when I put my cursor here, you notice if I slide it around, I might get different things to come up, like that perpendicularity on top, which means it's going to make this line perpendicular to the other line I just created. When I click and let go, that's using the left button, it creates that line. So I use the line feature in the sketch tab to create these 2 lines. Can you create the last line on your own to create this triangle? Pause the video, give it a try. Otherwise, continue playing this video. I'll show you how to do it. I'll select this line feature. I'll select this point right here. That blue dot tells me it's on top of the other point, so I know they're touching. I'm going to select over here. I'm going to click this position, and I've just created a triangle. If I open up the part body, open up the sketch, open up the geometry, you can see I have 3 points and 3 lines. I click off in no man's land and it's no longer highlighted. After creating your profile, you should always go to Analysis and analyze that profile to verify it's closed. This little pop-up window comes up. I can select on this profile. That is a closed profile. If I put my cursor on this one, I can see if it's constrained. It is under constrained because I haven't put any constraints on. So later on you'll learn to constrain this and make sure that it's dimensioned properly. Right now I just want to get this profile constrained, and I'd like you to expand the tree to show me the lines and points, show me your triangle, highlight the closed profile, and make a picture. So get a picture of this, put this in the Word doc. This will be picture number 1. When you're done taking picture number 2, you can say OK. And I'm going to just erase this and do this again. I'm going to click here. I'm going to drag this down, and I'm going to let go, and I'm going to hit delete. And let's create the triangle again. I'm going to use the sketch tab, and I'm going to use that same feature under line. If I select line, I can select a point over here. I'll select this point over here, and it creates a line. Now I'm going to do the same thing we did last time, only instead of doing it that way, I'm going to double click the line. You notice when I have my cursor off the line, that's how it looks. When I double click it, a little box will come around it. So if I double click it, it tells me it's active. So if I click a point and then click another point, I'll just go over to and up to, make it easy, and click a point. See how it stays active? So I don't have to reactivate this. I can just go ahead and click on this and click on this. All right. And it's active, waiting for me to do another one. I can click on this and click on this, and it's waiting for me to create more lines. Okay. If I create a line from here to here, create a line from here to here, and create another line from here to here. Ooh, I got that around the axis. I'm not supposed to do that, but that's okay for this demo. And anytime you screw up, you can just delete it and try again. All right, so this picture is going to be picture number 2. And what you're going to explain to me is how did I keep this active? On picture number 2 in the Word document, define how to keep the line active. The answer, in case you missed it, is I double click on this and it keeps the line active. It stays on. The only problem is it's going to stay on until you turn it off. And the only way to turn it off is to reactivate the line by clicking on it or hitting escape on your keyboard. I'll click here. Let's go analyze this. It tells me it's open and open and an isolated line. I could not make a solid of this. It has to be a closed profile. Oh yeah, and by the way, I want a picture with this here, with this error here. We can't make a house like this. That's not how Catia works. All right, but that wasn't the point. The point was to learn how to use the sketch, how to keep this active. All right, so picture number 2. Explain why and how you keep the line active, and then make a picture with this, and the specification tree showing that. That is picture 2. When you're done with that, move on with the video. You can pause this video, get your Word doc done, and then move on by hitting pause and play. Okay, I assume you got picture 2 done on your Word document. I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to remove all of this. This is going to be your friend when you're a new user. Just deleting everything and starting over. I'm going to click and hold my left button and I'm going to drag it down. Everything inside that trap gets highlighted and I hit delete on the keyboard, or right click and hit delete in the contextual menu. Let's create a triangle one more time using this technique. I'm going to create a profile, and why I like profile is all I got to do is click one time, and I'm not holding and dragging the button. I just click and let go. I come up here, I click and I let go. I come down here, I click and I let go. And I should say I click, let go, and I move the cursor. I click and let go, and it will automatically stop using profile once you've got a closed profile. See how the profile is closed? It'll automatically close itself off and exit out of that command. One more time. To delete, you click and drag. Hit delete, or right click on the blue line to pull up the contextual menu and hit delete. Personally, I like to delete on the keyboard. You can do whatever you prefer. We'll do this one more time. Under profile, just select anywhere you want. I'm just going to click a point here. I'm going to go over to, up to. I'm going to click and let go, and I'm going to move my cursor. I'm going to click and let go and move my cursor. Do not hold the cursor down. It will go in and drag, or it'll put little lines in there. So I'm going to click and let go. Automatically closed itself. So again, the number one mistake I see people make is they don't click and let go. When I go to profile, if you click and hold and drag your cursor, it makes a curve instead. So if you want a curve, that's how you go into curve, by dragging the cursor. But I wasn't attempting to do that. So I'm going to hit undo. The other big mistake I see is people click and then they click on the same thing again, and all of a sudden they've got little tiny lines in between the two lines, and you don't want that as well. So the key here is to click, let go, move your cursor, click and let go, move your cursor, click and let go. And this is what I'm looking for. Make this last picture of this triangle like this. Pause the video, make your pictures, and then continue on with this video. All right, going back to sketch. Under line, we have an axis command. Damn. I meant to put the axis on first. Select the axis. Select this point, and select this, and click off of it, and you see that it's dashed. It represents an axis, so I could have a line to dimension to from the center. All right, make another picture that shows that you added an axis. After that, we'll delete this whole thing and we'll do one more demo. The last demo is going to be rectangles. So I'm going to do a rectangle. I'm going to start here at the bottom left and drag this up and click a position, and there you have a rectangle. If you ever want to change it, you can just grab a line and move this thing while it's all highlighted. Okay? And if you moved it on accident, just hit undo and it will put it back where it was. Uh-oh, I hit undo too many times. All right, I hit undo and it put it back to where it was. If you click off of this, I could grab the vertical line and move it. I could grab the horizontal line and move it. Come on. I got a bad feeling my computer's got problems again. I'm going to drag this. I'm going to grab this corner. Oh, my computer's not crashing. Okay. So you can grab lines and move it. Now, if you just want to move the whole thing but not change the size, you can highlight the whole thing. With it blue, you can grab an edge and just move it around. Okay, so you can move it from place to place. All right, so if I wanted it over here, my computer's acting funny again. Let's go ahead and grab this line and move it over here. I'm in quadrant number 2. This is quadrant number 3. And this is quadrant number 4, all revolving around the yellow axis. I'll put it back in quadrant number 1. Go to View, Fit All In. Back to the Sketch tab. Okay, I'll click off in No Man's. I'm going to delete this. Oh, so make a picture. Under Analysis, show me you've got a closed rectangle. Okay, it's not correct if I don't see 4 points and 4 lines. So don't work on the axis. Otherwise, it's going to cause problems. I should have shown that earlier. Let me highlight this. If I go to Sketcher and I work on the axis like you intuitively probably would want to do, so you slide over here, you notice I only have 4 lines and 3 points. If I click off in No Man's Land, I can only move the top line, the vertical line, this corner. Something's going on with my computer. I can't grab anything right now. It's not letting me grab it. I should be able to grab that corner and move it, but I can't move off this axis. There's no way to grab it because if you look in the tree, I only have 1 point, 2 points, 3 points, and no point on this corner to work with. If you draw on the corner and you want to move something like this top line or this vertical line to be linked to this axis, I can no longer do it because they're tied in forever. So you don't want to work on that axis system. All right, I'm going to have you actually make that same part, make a picture of this, and explain to me why you only have 3 points. I'll do one more demo, and then that will be it for this exercise. Let's go ahead and delete this, and we'll do another one. going into pause the video if you're still working on the video on the exercise, and then when you're ready, come back. We're going to do a center rectangle, and I'm going to select here at a random spot and come over and out, and it creates a rectangle that revolves around the center. And here is where you would likely have an axis that would represent the center that goes through this part. I usually go like an inch beyond, and another axis from here to here that goes in the middle. And zoom up on that so you can see what's going on. Under analysis, check out your sketch. Okay, and we have axes in there to divide that. And that was our last demo, how to create a rectangle from the center out. Complete your Word document, submit that, and move on to the next exercise.